Well, you see, Martin, Joe, when you play a game like this, it really doesn't matter whether you win or lose. Because all you have to do is press reset, and you get a new game and another chance. But what if it really did count? Imagine you had to beat the game, or the game was going to beat you. And there are no resets, no replays, no second chances. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society, I call this story Highway to the Zemus Zone 5. And I do believe we'll have our wonderful commentary team of Martin and Joe taking over for the rest of this scary midnight tale. Enjoy, everyone.
I need popcorn.
This is going to be a good one.
I was going to say, after that, how are we supposed to top that?
We don't.
Wow. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I can't even think. Well, I guess it is good morning over on the Europe side of the world, and afternoon over in Australia land. Hi, welcome to game one of round 9. Hey, look, that's 19. Between Gambit and JohnBirckhead. Hi, I'm Martin. That guy at the left of me, yeah, that's just Joe. Say hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
There you go. See, look at this. He's learning already. It's brilliant. We have Frankie pushing buttons for the very first time, and Scala keeping me in line. Otherwise, we know where this would go. Welcome to Blue Moon.
Yeah, I'm Blue Moon. It's definitely a fun one. Lots of power up in, especially in this case when we get the 1 in 12 chance of a foo start.
Yeah, I was going to say, bringing up the fact, no, folks, this is Blue Moon with a foo start. That's kind of a rarity. I mean, Joe, we're both products of Red Moon, so we know how foo plays very early on. This is Blue Moon. That changes things a little bit on this one.
Yeah, one big change is we have the Sineki flag on, so we're not going to have a lunar staff, a Sork robe. We're not going to have all of the fantastic gear that he starts with bonk things on the head. Maybe we'll get a power staff, or an archer bow with some arrows. Or maybe we'll just get a Rosa special of short bow iron arrows.
There you go. See, now you're talking my game here. I mean, okay, so, we'll get to the objectives here in a minute, but I mean, for these runners, like, this is round, like, they've been through a lot to get to round. This is effectively the quarterfinals of the Waning bracket. So whoever wins the best 2 out of 3 on this one, I believe, goes and faces either, I want to say it's Cubs or... I have questions. Ah, okay. I had the voice of God in my ear. Okay, we'll get to bracketology here in a minute, but let's. Anyways, Joe, who do you want for a second character?
I'm always a fan of a nice Ridiar Porum. A little bit of effort keeping them down, but they ensure that Fu will be at his maximum capacity throughout the mid-game if you keep them at their base agility. Otherwise, well, it could be anyone, so Edge is fantastic to get us our early spells, and Sid could also do that as well if there's lots of things that'll allow him to bonk things with his stats and HP, get you the spells you need with Fu.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't want to give him the, I don't want to give him the world here. I don't want him to have an edge. Well, that's exactly the opposite of the world right there.
Maybe we get a spoon?
That's a bard. Well, okay. We're off and running. Where are we?
All is not lost, though. I mean, we're definitely going to start grabbing characters. Honestly, who we start with almost matters a lot less in Blue Moon because, well, we may not have earned characters. We still have all the free ones. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, heading to Mysidia. John quickly checking just to see. I feel like that was kind of a look of, okay, did like Fu come with a power staff like you mentioned earlier, where okay, I can actually go take a bonk at whatever's in Mist Cave, because the name of the game right now is getting spells online for Fu.
Other big thing to look at, you may have grown to Edward, but he is a wielder of the Dancing Dagger, as is the Rydia that John's finding. So that's another chance to go and get a fantastic starting weapon.
Yep. And
just knock the Rydia down and give the Dancing Dagger to Edward.
Yeah, I have affectionately no longer call Rydia an anchor. I call her a permanent slingshot target. So she will be slingshotable as long as hopefully possible. Nice find though on John's side. I did see a Murrah and a Black Shirt come out of the little waterfall section there.
Yeah,
so
Black Shirt doesn't have the wisdom that a Sork Robe does, but it still provides the will that Sork Robe does. But it still does give the wisdom boost to help push Fu back to his normal stats that we all know and love.
Yeah, very much so. Okay, so all right, yeah, this is okay. Let's steal weaponry. We're gonna let Fu's base stats right now are basically why you're seeing everything getting shifted onto Fu. I mean, it's not a power staff, but it's still gonna do some work right here. And like I said, this is about getting spells online. So, also, that's kind of a nice boss to see here, especially with an Elven bow.
Yeah, and making sure to keep Rydia available for whatever we need Rydia for, be it slingshots or just ensuring Fu is at his maximum speed.
Yep.
But one boss fought, Blink, and Toad.
And on Gambit's side, they have picked up the pan courtesy of Bedward. That is a... I love having direction when you go underground. And I'll tell you what, having the pan is probably the best of the bunch. Like, there's no question what you're doing when you go underground with a pan in your hand.
Yeah, go in. With a Fu and a Rydia, if you're also looking for some levels, you also have the opportunity along the way of bonking Yang on the head with the pan to check a couple trap chests, maybe find some very good loot. Because Sylph Cave with Quake is very good XP for the early game, and also it's the second best location outside of Eblin Cave for looking for any sort of high tier weaponry in trap chests.
Yep, shorter going in the moon. Yeah, those are the best on Earth that you're gonna find. Speaking of finding though, I saw Gambit do the 9 after talking to Bedward, picked up a Soma drop out of the 9. That's gonna go immediately on Fu. That puts him at 200 MP. That's a good number. That's a lot better than 190.
200 allows for 8 weeks, 2 Meteos, 4 nukes, 5 Tier 4s. It divides an incredible amount, better than 190 for most of the important spells.
Oh, well, hi there. Look who's on the house. And
well, it's required.
Boy, how is this set up? Look at this is what's nice about Golbez. Like, for a lot of people, they play these seeds differently where, hey, let's go grab all the characters. Let's do all these things. This fight goes so much faster when you only have 2 characters alive. versus
It-
5.
It goes even faster when you already have someone who you want on the ground.
Exactly, and you're not worried about, okay, who's dead by the time Shadow does his thing. So yeah, this is a very welcome find for the runners here. So
Yep. Well, John, for characters, immediately went to the watery pass and grabbed Rydia. Gambit grabbed the Rosa from Damsian, raising the hovercraft that you have to do anyways. And Rosa's another fantastic character that I am happy to find.
oh yeah,
Blink is a very, very, very good spell.
yeah, it's good. It's not, yes, you're going to use it probably on the hook route, but it's more of the fact that, okay, now Fu doesn't have to be on blink duty. Now Fu can be on damage duty, and you can have Rosa taking care of, trying to keep people alive. Yeah, he's kind of a, emergency runoff just in case, but I mean, as we're killing bosses, we're unlocking more spells for Fu. We're looking for big spells. So there's a level 2 finally in Fire 2. We're looking for Virus, Quake, Nuke, in some occasions, Meteo. But yeah, that's kind of Fu's primary duty right now.
Yeah, the tier 3 elementals, well, outside of certain cases such as the elements, are unlikely to be used later. If you find one of those now, it is going to deal with almost any boss these runners find for the next 10 minutes.
Yep. And as Scala's pointed out in chat, yes, this is Frankie's first time on Restream pushing the buttons, so... And I see the buttons being lit up very well here, so yeah, thank you, Frankie, for all the hard work.
Yep. And
Scala
let's see
still
if
works too hard, so that's just a day that ends in Y. So
let's see if Gambit. Oh, and Gambit's also putting Rydia, reducing Rydia's HP for future opportunity.
Permanent slingshot. Yep. I mean, so here's the thing.
Like, that's another boss we see on John's side.
Yeah, they're just, and here Scala was worried. Like, oh, y'all gonna keep me up for the next 2 hours. And I'm like, no, this is not going 2 hours. Not with a Fu start, and now bosses just appearing out of thin air like this. Like, no, we're going here.
Yeah, with this, that'll be 3 bosses for John, 1 for Gambit. However, I expect to see the next 2 occur soon.
Oh, no. Well, okay, so y'all gonna get a little education here on all things Here Comes Trouble. So let's get into the easy part of this first. And now that I've read the bracketology here, I was right. So the best 2 out of 3 on this faces the winner of Cubs and Frankie. And then those face off, and then they have to deal with funnel cakes in the finals. So there's a lot on the line on this. But that's a Darkness Crystal. And a Tella.
I don't know.
I have concerns.
The one thing that drives me away, we've already seen 3. We have a Fu. We have access to Zeromus. Yes, you're more powerful after it. But with the way the seed's going, is it faster to do a D machine and nuke a couple bosses than it is to just find those bosses, kind of solo with Fu, and just kind of solo the game with Fu with the way these bosses have been going?
Accurate. So, well, okay, so here's the conundrum they face right now is, they're doing the rotation. Sid is actually a good find, and we'll get to why here in a second. As they're running this, at least on John's side, like, John has Darkness right now. Once he sees Tella, this is going to kind of change how things work. The reason why, anybody that's done D Machine understands that there's a rotation. You know, usually you have to have Tella in the middle so Weak doesn't miss, and, you know, this whole cacophony of things for it to, you know, go correctly. As soon as Fu learns Weak, it changes things a bit. And you now have the ability to have Fu in an off slot, casting Weak, and have it work. Your slingshot targets are going to be Rosa and Rydia.
Although without that Darkness Crystal, we see Gambit going and using the starting Siren we had. Gambit taught Sylph. They then gave extra HP to Rydia. I don't think we're going to see a sleeping Rydia for Gambit for most of the seed.
No. The one, I guess, that might change the complexion of a lot of things. Keeping Tella down for obvious reasons. So yeah. And I see a curse ring in John's inventory. Okay, so yeah, anchor wise, we are kind of set on, at least on Gambit's side, keeping Tella at 8 agility means that Fu just requires some sort of plus agility item.
Any plus agility or a curse ring.
Yeah, or a curse ring on Tella, one of the two. Obviously, by the time Gambit is done here, I did not say, well, oh, it's a oh boy. Does that push you further into a D machine or away from a D machine? I mean, we know the power of Spoonward. Like, it's...
We also know the power of level 65 Spoonward.
I know the power of level 92 Spoonward, but that's not the point. So, I mean, okay. Spoonward's fantastic. I mean, Spoonward, basically, it's kind of a Crystal Sword-ish. Adjacent, let's call it that. My concern is, like, you look at this party, right? And we've seen that, you know, there's a Yang that exists. Like, Yang, Fu, Rosa, Rydia, and Tella. Like, that's endgame right there. You have a high HP wall to punch things and take care of Val in case, you know, Val rears her head somewhere nasty. And pretty much every mage in the pool. And that's your endgame. So, does Spoonward have a place in this party? I don't know. It's really hard to say no with a spoon, though. I'll tell you that much.
Yang is fantastic. His HP to pool is amazing.
Yeah.
But with the listed characters, you have 3 people who know Blink. They have the back row glitch. There are many ways to keep him alive, and he just has the higher ceiling damage-wise. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, the question becomes, you know, because you're doing D money, it's like, okay, well, you're going to have 2 people with Nuke at that point, and 1 with Cure 4, and probably White as well. You know, Spoonward is that niche of, okay, there are certain bosses that just go faster with a Spoonward Zerg. But his HP pool is so tiny. It's, yes, he can stay alive via Blink and all that, but I like the HP wall for, like, Z. Where, like, hey, if a fight falls apart, and we've seen it in the tournament where Z fight falls apart on you, having a character with 4,000 or 5,000 HP that can sit there and be like, oh, okay, I have time to recover because there's no way you're killing Yang. It's a good fallback to have, just in case. And he doesn't need a lot of equipment to do a lot of damage either.
Yeah.
So it's, I could see runner. I personally have run across this decision in one of my races last tournament in the Adamant Cup against Dusty, where I had that choice of taking Yang or Edward with a spoon. And I took Yang just because of that exact reason. So I would not fault either runner for running Edward in this case, not with a spoon in their hand.
another thing to note is we found the initial barrage of bosses.
Mm-hmm.
However, we have kind of slowed down. The bosses have stopped coming as fast, so we're getting lower on options for progression. It's underground access is either ordeals or Baron Inn, or somewhere chained from there.
Yeah. And meanwhile, we're still watching these two, but we're looking for spells at this point. We're looking to see what Fu learns and when he learns it. And that's going to determine a lot of probably what these runners do here. You know, you notice on, Gambit's side, Gambit's Fu's only at 800 HP right now. John, after this fight, is at 1100. So that's 9 extra spells that John has access to. There's
for Gambit, this is the first major check we've seen.
Yeah.
John ended up doing the upper path.
That's a Gaia drum. That's not underground. So your hook, or what leads to the hook, is behind Baron Inn.
So we're good. John's going to know where exactly he needs to go right after this. Gambit still has a little bit of fights to get through to catch up there.
Yep. So, the other thing we should probably bring up too, we've been talking a lot about possible D-money here and all these things. It's another deviation between Red and Blue Moon. Like I said, myself and Joe, we're products of Red Moon. Red Moon starter kit, you come with a D-money kit in your inventory. You have a pair of elixirs. If Fu doesn't learn weak, you better go find Ether 1 somewhere, or Ether 2s, or it's not happening.
On the upside, they have tents.
I mean, the camping gear is always, that's true. I can be a little jealous of them. And yeah, John taking a second there to think about, okay, wait a minute. Yeah, this is like I said, this is interesting. Steal MP from Yang. I like where this is going. Yeah, feed Yang the Soma drops and then just cast Psych on him. That'd be great.
Another interesting thought. I don't expect it to happen. The 5 characters we see for John, we have a Curse Ring, we have a Spoon Word, we have a Rydia and a Rosa, and a Fu.
Yep.
That's an endgame party there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Do we go and check the last 2?
Of course he's gonna look. Yeah. This is Blue Moon. What if it's Edge?
True, we have a Ninja and a Murasame.
Pass up on that? Yeah, no. I mean, we already know who's there, but still. All right, Fabul Shop, I did not. So here's the thing about that Fabul Shop, though. I saw Succubus available. Those in a pinch will work.
We have Rosa, we have Rydia, we have Fu.
Yeah, those are some MP batteries you could steal the MPs from. So John
Tella can only steal the amount of MP he has, correct?
Yes.
His max MP, right?
Yep, which is 90. So, actually, no, he can steal, I believe it's the max of the character he's stealing from, but it will only top up to his max. So you will rip all the MP away from whoever you do it to, but you're only getting 90 out of it.
There's also a Lilith Rod, so you can just do the itemized weapon version instead.
So this is the moment. This is where John's like, all right, how am I doing this? Yang is gone.
Ella's gone.
Ooh, wow, okay. All right. Let's see where this goes. Like I said, the nice thing about launching the whale, it gives you that 30 seconds to think. Because it's tough. You know, we've raced before. It's a decision. Like you said, it's a Fu. You could just lean on Fu and do this hook route, go down, etc., so forth, and hey. But if you don't need money, does your opponent?
Also have 4 key items with a pan.
Yeah.
we're guaranteed to get at least a 5th key item here. They have the warp glitch in Blue Moon.
Yeah.
There's a free key item. 3
Yeah.
checks, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 checks underground. If you just need 5 of those 6 to hit, and you're
It's
at double XP.
Yeah, it's dangerous. It is, because you're sitting there and you're running, like you said, you're running this through your head right now, right? So are they. And we both know, like, the longer you don't D-money, like, it becomes less useful the longer it goes on. Obviously, because this is a boss hunt in this flag set, it's not just the D-money side of things that's fantastic. I saw a virus there. That's a great find for John. Oh, you should have queued up a Meteo, John. Come on.
I was hoping for Meteo also.
Just let it fly.
This is one of the best spots for a Meteo.
Yeah.
3 targets, low boss, Fu anchor.
But yeah, getting back to that, it's also 2 bosses on the giant. So it's not just XP, it's 2 bosses. And then you can decide, are you going to the moon? Are you going to go, do the underground? What's your play at that point? Also, we see Gambit trading out. Wonder why.
Just got spoon.
Might come in handy. I don't know. I hear it's a useful item sometimes. Ish. So, okay. John's coming up here.
We don't have. Oh.
What are we
Slingshot
up to?
set up.
I think we are. Yeah. I have
2.
not been keeping an eye on the levels. I don't know if we are. So here's the thing about Sid. I brought up Sid earlier. This is why Sid is useful. The Sid comes into your party at level 20. So it's very easy to set up a slingshot with him because he's usually the one setting the bar. And you're keeping 2 characters under his level and you're fine. So let's see where the levels. I think John looked and knows.
Are
that,
we also I have no clue if it works. Can you do the manipulation here?
No.
Okay.
Different encounter tree, different encounter rate. So.
Because I know it works in various locations. Works in Baron. It typically works on the Giant. It even works in certain locations around Mysidia.
Yeah.
Didn't know if Troya worked as well.
Yeah, no, Baron and outside Mysidia are 2 different encounter tables. Don't ask me how I know that. Not like I screwed up a D-money setup because of that during a tournament race. No, I know what you mean. Scholar brings up a question, doesn't Fu also skew things? Fu is usually the one that sets the bar because Fu's level 50, so you don't have to worry about him. It's the 3rd character that matters. Usually that tends to be, because you have Tella. Tella's also level 20-ish, roughly. So it's the 3rd character. In this case, probably would be Sid. So you may see a trade out here on John's side. Somebody may be going away here for Tella.
Actually,
oh no, we're gonna sling. Oh, look at this. Oh wow, we're doing a double trade. Look at this.
So we're slinging Yang.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
You notice
the
who got
encounter's
put
supposed to
off
get-
to the side. The
Does-
levels? Wait a minute, John, that's not
Where's-
gonna work.
19 on Rosa.
Yeah, you need another level on Rosa. Uh-oh. I hope John notices this. Because otherwise Iridia's not gonna get slingshot here, and yeah. Like, please see that. There's nothing worse than setting this up and doing... Yeah, which is probably going to end up being a 6x6 here. And Iridia not getting the shot. And I think John is doing the setup right now.
Did John ever buy the succubus, the Lilith staff, or
Don't know.
oh,
No, we're gonna have to see John's inventory here and see what happens. So yeah, for anybody wondering what we're talking about, the whole slingshot thing. So this game has a mechanic. It can be disabled, but when you have it, you have to have 5 party members for this to work. It does not work with less. The median character. So basically, if you order your characters from top to bottom level, your 3rd character is the one that matters. The 2 below it have to be 5 levels under.
okay, so it's
slingshot to
median,
work.
it's not average party level.
No, it is not average. It is the median. So right now, like we said, Rosa's level 19. Rydia's level 15. So Rosa needs another level. Otherwise, she's not going to get the double XP for this.
And we just went to the moon and then to
We
the giant.
accidentally talked to the crystal instead of, the dude. So...
Oh, was that a curse ring in Antlion that we saw?
I believe that was the one that, came out of John's inventory. So yes, if Gambit just picked it up, hooray for Gambit.
Along with the 3rd boss and the darkness crystal.
Yep.
So
Gambit will have Gambit's decision probably won't be as difficult, because you notice that Edward is still very low level, so Ed could get the shot. But
it would... Nuke is very, very powerful.
it is.
It could be interesting to maybe go Rosa Fu, Sid Anchor, and sling an Edward and a Yang, and go physical.
Yeah, and go like hybrid or something by the time you're at the end. Yeah. Yeah, very much so. So here we go, at least on John's side. We're going to see this. The setup was done outside the giant. So this should be active. This is probably encounters on. Spell should be moved already and everything, so
the only thing that could maybe be an issue outside of the level problem on Rosa is I know Mysidia can ruin a D-Machine setup. I don't know where in Mysidia.
It's a different table. So there's a Baron manip, and then the Mysidia manip is 2 different tables that you're looking at. So yeah, Duke, it is median. Rydia is not 5 below, because Tella and Edward are both level 20. Rosa is 19. Rydia is 15. So Rydia is only 4 below the median right now. And Yang is 10. So that is the problem as it sits right now, which John unfortunately will get the bad news here in exactly 6 D machines.
Unless we do 12.
Unless we do 12. I mean, it could be the case. We still have not looked in John's inventory to see what's sitting there as far as ethers or anything of that nature. So... Oh, you know what else they get, Joe, that I'm very jealous of? They
Tier
get that
2s?
back row thing.
Oh. Yeah, it is very nice for Edward.
Yeah.
Does appreciate the increased evasion.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous of that one. So, I did see a succubus on John's side. So he will be able to swipe somebody's MP here.
And we see Gambit immediately going and collecting the Tella.
Yeah, see, this is where we look at the levels. Like, okay, who are we getting rid of? Yeah, look at this. Both of them.
20, 20, 20, 11.
Both of them throwing Fu away.
We might see Fu come back shortly after.
Yeah. I mean, it's... okay, so here's the thing about Fu. Fu is a lot... I know this is a weird comparison. Look, I can compare an Avenger to a Rotisserie, all right? Fu is a lot like Rydia. Without equipment and anything, like, Fu and Rydia's nukes are just kind of like, eh. we're all spoiled because of the Quack Kid and how powerful he is. But it's still Nuke. So leaving Fu on the bench, like, it helps for like this rotation and, you know, the slingshot of characters. But you're still leaving what is in all reality Nuke on your bench. You're probably going to come back for it. And
I'm going to be
interested.
interested. Did Gambit set up the manip yet, or are we going to be likely see the element spot first?
Yeah, we may see the giant manip here. So, yeah, there's a couple different ways you can do the manip here. Originally, it was the whole idea of this was done on the giant. Just because, hey, you know, it's fairly straightforward to set up and everything. And then the whole tournament came around where you couldn't run from enemies, so you had to figure out a different way to do the setup. So people got creative and figured out how to do it outside of Baron. That way, you know, the enemies there, you know, they're just little birds and things. You know, you could kill them and be fine. So there's a couple different ways you can set this up. Honestly, it's runner's choice. However they choose to do it. So I have grown to start doing mine on the giant now, but there are some people that will do it outside Baron, outside of Mysidia, religiously, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I like doing the Baron chart, but on the giant.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's slightly different, has an occasional spot that is problem.
Oh, that is rude. Ooh.
I looked away.
Oh, you didn't see the boss?
No.
It's one of the few you don't want to see there. It's a mom bomb. That's not fun.
Isn't it still just 65k of single punching?
Okay, so the way mom bomb works is that it's 64% of the HP total of the spot plus 10,000 HP. You have to get through that before the bomb explodes. If the bomb explodes and the little bombs come out, then you start getting into problems because now you're at like 8 and 4% of the total of the spot, which is not 65,000 anymore because now it's multiple enemies. Now it's 107,000. So now those little bombs have anywhere between 5 and 9,000 HP. You have 2 rounds to kill them. If they don't, they will start exploding on you and you die. So that's not a fun boss to see there.
Definitely, if it gets the explosion, it'll be a problem. However, both runners have Edward. They have Yang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of spells. A lot of white, a lot of nukes, Zerk up, Spoon Word, and just don't even give it a chance.
It's very unlikely to hit that.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that it would normally be 65k for the single HP. Even you can't give it 10k more because of HP caps and whatever.
Well, no, it's 64% of the total of the spot. So you only have to go through roughly about 40,000 plus the extra 10 during the explode. So it's about 50k in that spot to prevent the explode and having it go off.
But the total is 100,000. Is over 100,000
when it's a multiple enemy. Yes. So that's when the little bombs come out. That's where the total goes a little sideways. So as long as it stays single, you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but wow, that was actually, look at that. It took us long enough to talk about this, and John's done, and actually looks like John, that was, yeah, because Yang is 52, so that's a 6x6. So, unfortunately, Radia, yeah.
I think that Yang and Edward will get through the mom bomb fine, even without the nuke white support.
Those 2 hits so hard. Like, it's Yang. Like, even with just a Fireclaw, he's going to be punching for probably about 2,000.
The one downside is...
Yeah, John wants no part of that, but I'm like, nah, I'm leaving. We go Earth. Things have less HP down here.
A big reason for that I could see is You're hoping for 100k to shore up some of your XP, plus another 150,000 from the CPU spot if you go through.
Yep.
Good check, takes some time. However, split XP is not your friend.
Yeah. You're seeing a nifty bit of tech, by the way, on Gambit's side. Gambit has issued the whole healing side of things, is using Rydia and Sylph to basically take out the D-Money, heal at the same time. So the only thing you're worried about at this point is keeping Tella up on MP. Like, this is a beautiful rotation on Gambit's side. And there's John. Yep. Thanks, Tella. Thanks for playing. Bye.
Not even keeping Tella for an anchor.
Well, you don't need. You have a curse ring.
True, I guess Rydia doesn't. I don't know if
look, the anchor is subjectable right now. Like, at the end, it's probably going to be Fu. But for right now, yeah, it's probably going to be Rydia.
I guess Rydia's not likely to be at, was it 23 agility is when you'll run into an issue for Fu if you really wanted the nukes going?
Yeah.
Hi,
Val.
So that's where Val
is a great thing to see. So, yeah, I guess it's good and bad. We talk about Val being a problem with mage parties in roughly 3/4 of the spots in the game. Once Val gets spinning, Val has perfect magic defense. You can't get through. No spell will get through it at all. Seeing her early and out of the way, and here's nuke as a little, bonus prize for you, because of course, getting Val out of the way means all of a sudden your physical DPS is, I'm not gonna say no longer necessary, but the one thing that could shut your mages down is now gone.
Yep. 4 bosses, 3 to go.
Yeah.
And
she's
we
required.
have
Yeah. That's like
a lot of options open to us.
Yeah.
There's 5 sitting underground, 6 on the moon.
Okay, so let's pose you the question. Obviously, Gambit's not done with their grind yet. We'll skip that part for now. John faded it. John saw the mom bomb, said, left. That mentality, you have to assume there's a boss behind that mom bomb, which means you're finding the other 7 in the game. We don't have a lot of key items right now. Like, there's a lot of bosses we don't have eyes on, but you're at 4. How tempted are you going to spy mode at this point?
That's a tough one.
I mean, it's like, it's quick to sit there and be like, okay, dwarf you're doing, because obviously the warp glitch is on. So you have eyes on that. You have eyes on the top of tower coming down the hill. Oh, hi, Mega Sisters. They're going to probably get medioed. That's fine. So you have eyes on that. You have eyes on the march. That's 5 plus the 6 on the. That's 11 bosses that you technically could have eyes on right now. You only need 3. But you're fading Earth Crystal, which is Zot 2, Twin Heart,
7,
Baron, Tower Key, Luke. That's 6 that you can't see. So where does the map start kicking in? Where it's like, you know what? Yeah, let me go see if I can just find the 7 and end the game.
This is definitely a seed I'd be tempted to do a Zot 1 at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be very tempted with the strength we have to take on any straightforward Fey March boss, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Anything that all it does is punch, we can punch harder.
Yep.
At this moment, I'm not in face check mode. I'm in rapid fire efficiency of clear. Even
Okay.
if it's a lesser location that you might not normally clear, like the Fame Arch.
Okay.
I'd
So-
be willing to
so-
fight there.
So let's say free and free adjacent. Like if you can get through it in a nominal amount of time, do it and hope there's a key item behind it.
Like, it can't be CPU, but
No.
CPU is the one type of... The CPUs of the world are ones I would be
Mhm.
avoidant of.
Mhm. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Even Evil Wall, it cheats, it's fast. That I still would be tempted with this party to go through, especially if I get a little more XP and get white.
Makes sense. Meanwhile, on Gambit side, Gambit done with grind. Also, swinging at Mom Bomb. So we are going to get a look at what's behind this.
One slight issue is there is a line down at Word, but
Yeah, you know, bards are kind of squishy. Unfortunately, that's just bards and how they operate. So
with 10 life potions, even after the D Machine grind, that will be resolved.
all right. I feel like Fu has been winding up here for a minute. I think I know where this is going.
Rocks, 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 rocks.
So, all right. So here's the thing about Meteor. All right, and a lot of people don't understand this. It's like, why is John casting the slowest spell in the game when you could kill this thing quicker with like Quake or whatever? So accurate that yes, it is the slowest spell in the game. The more people taking actions or having ticks, the faster those ticks start going around. So Meteo all of a sudden becomes faster the more enemies and everything on the screen. So Mega Sisters, CPU, Mylon and friends. You'd be surprised how fast Meteo can get moving when you have, 10 actors on the screen. It gets quick. So Meteo is not always the, oh, I'm just going to cast Meteo, set down my controller, go make a pizza and come back. Like, sometimes it goes off quick.
Especially when you end up, when you have a quicker anchor, if you're not RA1, you're not having everyone acting as fast the tick they can act.
Yep.
You're going to end up with more empty ticks, so it'll go even faster.
Also bringing up in chat, yes, Meteo does look cool. Look, I have done a Z fight before casting nothing but Meteo, okay? It was a time. It may have involved that level 92 Edward. I can neither confirm nor deny.
But level 92 Edward can't cast Meteo.
No, he can't, but the other 4 characters could.
But
it was a great time. Look, there was like 30 D monies involved and a super slingshot, and Rydia had like 6.5 million HP, XP by the time I was done. It was great. It was an event.
Also, as you called when you saw the pan, we have direction, and we're going right there.
Yeah.
I don't expect us to immediately head up, but we might. It's 2 checks.
So, I don't blame him, because so here's the thing, right? You do dwarf. Let's say dwarf is a double bust. I mean, it happens. You come up here. At least the pan, like if the pan hands you a tower key or a Luca key, like there's your direction. Luca is a little bit iffy just because of how it works in Blue Moon. But at the same time, yeah, I'm okay with this. And you're setting up for possible rat tail, pink tail. Like I'm all right with this.
We don't have a pass. I'm checking Luca before going to the moon.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. Because there, once again, we're back to numbers that we're comfortable with. For most runners, usually it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 4 bosses. If you can't see, if you don't have eyes on 3 to 4 bosses in the game, that's usually where you start becoming in face check mode. Right now, that number's a lot higher than that, so we're going to be looking.
We're also
I
going
feel-
to be spying on the secret boss that John has chosen to skip.
Yeah.
This could be the match. As could the Vow at the waterfall if Gambit has not spotted it yet.
So what has Gambit found?
XP.
I mean, it's 150,000.
150,000.
It's an hourglass, and fortunately the right people. Okay, so we're good. So one life glitch hopefully later, and you're at 2.25. Like that's a nice chunk of extra XP there.
Are we able to set up a double life glitch?
You might see it.
Just one, but that's still 225,000.
I will say 225 and be happy.
$225. That should be that should be white for Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. Still not nuke, but
Okay. All right.
Oh
No. Gambit. Gambit. Here's another lesson for everyone today. Okay. It's called Tella and 800 HP. I want you all burn this one in your head. You ready? If Tella has 800 HP, Tella is at 15 agility. Period. There is no exception to this. So, if you put a curse ring on Tella, he now becomes 0 agility. You don't want Tella having turns. So don't let him be at 800 HP. Either be under it or be over it, but don't be at it.
Although it'd be interesting how many levels he would have gotten with 450,000.
You have a curse ring, it doesn't matter. You're fine. I mean, there's times 0 agility is fine.
Oh.
Like, there's times where certain characters, yeah, you want having turns, but Tella's usually not one of them. Also, why are you not on the moon? I'm sad.
Well, those crystal floors reminded of the Ogopogo floors. I mean, this looks like the moon to me.
It sure does.
It even punches hard here, too, but not as hard.
Yeah, I call this baby Ogopogo here. It's roughly about a third of what the Ogopogo altar does, but it still hurts. This is not a fun spot. So, but, you know, nuke solves a lot of problems. So, hey. So, meanwhile, on Gambit's side, take a look at what Gambit's up to. That is the moon.
Very, very dispensable play. You might not take it, or you might just take the free ones. But just spotting these 6, yes, you don't have the pass, but it lets you know what you have to find on Earth.
That's the danger. That's the scary part. Is like, you know, you sit there and you look at this right now. Yeah, at least on John's side, right? You look at John. John's endgame is on the moon. Like, if John hits a 5th boss down here, don't be surprised to see John on the moon ASAP. Gambit, you're checking up here. You're not finding 4 bosses up here. We know that for a fact.
Well,
okay, you could, but it's gonna be a 1 in almost nothing that you find 4 up here. Okay, fine. You don't find them, but if you're just killing the ones that are up here, what if the pass is hiding up here? Now you're walking the LST twice. That's not fun.
Our friend.
Well, so about Zot 1.
How about Zot 2?
Yeah. That's you know what? Give him the twin harp while you're at it too. Let's just do all of it. That's not twin harp.
That's vanilla.
Bad game. Yeah, you are checking that though, and you're probably checking it right now.
Yeah, now's a pretty good time.
Yeah.
Going straight to the 100,000 XP. I like it.
That's eyes on every boss down here except for the tower key.
Oh, and that's
a lot of
of
experience is
XP.
what they
That should be the rest of your XP, and that's also boss number 4 for Gambit.
They hit really hard here, by the way.
Yeah,
they're
Toad
not very
hopefully
fun.
fixes that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was
Toad would be good.
Casting Toad.
Well,
Uh-oh.
so here's
Size?
here's the thing. Yeah.
Size, anyone?
Yeah, most things kind of explode here, so oops.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good on Gambit for realizing that, hey, this fight, the wheels have come off a little bit. Let's just redo it. Maybe we need to drop battle speed, yeah, to like 3, and yeah, give some time for Toad to fire here. So
We might even hopefully see Tella alive at the end of this fight.
Mhm.
Now that Gambit's seen what's happening.
Meanwhile, John heading up here through the march. What's
No
the key
Masa,
item?
this was the first moon spot Gambit's gone to.
Mhm. Oh wow. Hey Joe.
Yes.
I'm in face check mode now.
Fair enough.
I have Earthen Baron. I'm done. Like that leaves that, and once again we get back to that 3-4 twin art package tower key. That's the only 3 technically.
Giant
also the giant 2, but okay, that's 4 out of 35 bosses. I'm okay with it. Like, I'm not looking for anything else. I'm spying Luca, I'm checking Earth, I'm checking Baron, and I'm on the moon.
It's also comfortable routing Earth to Baron also.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to be greedy, go check the treasury while you're at it too. Because, I mean, hey, equipment's nice. I like equipment. And it's Blue Moon. It's going to be good.
And one more key item will give a 10th key item for John, which should allow the end of the XP needed to get Nuke to come sooner.
Mm-hmm.
But we see a full Toad week serious grind
toads.
here.
That's a lot of toads.
They're looking at you funny.
They do have beady little eyes, don't they?
2 life glitches. That's 33
All right.
apiece. So that'll be
Elements?
166,000.
No. Okay. All right. So that's John's like, run away. Yeah, you don't want to face Ruby. That's not, by the way.
Now
I
that
mean,
we've gone and gotten all these key items, there's much less reason to fight those.
Yeah.
But I'm always a fan of a Fey March fight.
Not that fight. Oh no. That fight can stay there forever.
Double or triple ice 3.
Yeah, that's fine. Do you know what happens if you try and hit that? If you try and hit Ruby with like any sort of physical attack there?
Oh yeah, the AoE
start
is terrible.
happening. Yeah, no.
But power punches with an ice claw, and if we have that, ice 3s, and lots of damage will occur.
But we're in spy mode at this point.
But
Like,
we're in
this is-
spy mode
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
That's how you could do it.
Yep.
Should you do it? No.
Jabrun bringing up a very valid point here. Yeah, Life 2 strats. So, funny thing about Life 2. Most people know how the life glitch works. Because enemies have no vitality. When you use a life potion on them, it technically revives them with 0 HP, and then they immediately die again. That's where we get the double XP from. Life 2 ignores that formula and brings them back at 100% HP, but it also brings them back with whatever status effect they had on them. So if you can get a Life 2 queued up on a dying toad, it comes back as a toad. And then you could kill the toad again and cast a life 2 on it and bring back another toad. You see where I'm going with this.
So could have done that to finish the grind, but 48.
Nah.
Any two more fights will definitely get it done.
Yep.
Maybe not that
no.
fight.
No.
I mean,
That's the
Spoonward
fight we don't need.
Yang.
No thanks. We're good. Are we gonna see a treasury?
I wouldn't, but Power Shirt.
I think
Power
you do.
Shirt's very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, like plus stat gear, I think is what you're going for. Obviously, no Cecil, so no crystal sword or anything. And John's like, nah, I'm good.
I'm doing enough damage. Don't want to
Yeah.
risk 60 seconds for maybe.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's two.
That's 2. So if John finds one down here on Earth, and John has 5 that he's about to have eyes on in the next 5 minutes.
Oh. Looks like we are still only having a charm claw for Gambit's Yang, though.
Yeah, see, that's why I was wondering. Like, okay, so you talk about power shirts. At this point, like, there's a lot of things in that treasury that improve this party. That's why I'm wondering, like, is fading that? Was that a great idea? I don't know.
I believe John bought a pair of poison claws for Yang, so
That's
That-
functional. Yeah.
good enough.
Yeah.
Now, ow.
I would say too bad it wasn't a Thunderclaw, right?
Die, please.
Uh-oh.
Change phase.
Uh-oh.
Good. No fire 3.
So you remember how we said that Ruby at Asura is kind of nasty? Ruby, as part of Elements at Ogopogo, just flat out doesn't care. Goes right into Fire 2, Fire 3, into Area Glare. And with the spell power of that spot, usually you don't see past Fire 3 because you're dead.
You have
So-
Yang. You'll see fire 3.
Yeah, except for Yang. Yeah, Yang will see Glare, and then he won't be seeing a lot after that. So. Hey! You know what time it is? It's time for
Piggy meta.
Yeah!
I'm a little rusty. Been a bit. Let's see if I can still.
What are we looking for at this point? We know where Elements is. What haven't we seen? Dolls? Dolls on the
Blue robe.
gauntlet.
Dolls and Gauntlet, blue robe.
Yeah, so we're looking for what? Yellow
White
ear
ear.
or white ear? Yellow ear.
Oh,
So
are
this could
dolls
be
different?
Dolls.
Okay.
Yeah, this could be dolls.
I thought
It
dolls
could be a
were
lot of
blue
other
also,
things too. But it could be dolls.
An assassin dagger. You know what that could have been used on?
No.
The Dark Imps.
True. Effort. Sadly, not dolls.
Nope.
That's
And-
okay, though. We still do it because, if this is the pass, boy, do you feel really good.
Pass is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like-
I'm not expecting anything left behind on Earth,
Mm,
so the pass for John,
yeah.
with how you're hoping it to go, the pass will not matter for John.
No. But for
But-
Gambit, though, it will matter for Gambit, all of it. Like,
Gambit wants a pass.
badly.
Gambit wants a pass and a boss at the package.
All right.
Well-
While we have this quick little cutscene here, everyone make sure to go follow the runner. Go follow John. John streams a lot. Gambit is wonderful. That is a blarg. That will fire and bad things. Yang will actually live through that. So
I see our battle speed was low enough. The battle speed was
yeah, we're fine.
right, and not in time.
No,
But-
but Rydia decided to fade 2 of the rolls and just be like, whatever. So,
No
hey, by
bucket.
the way, don't summon on Wyvern. Wyvern counters. Unless you want them to counter. Because,
Rydia.
that works, and Rydia's just like, Just wave my hand in your direction. Eh.
Rydia's like, let's do that again.
Yeah. Yeah, Scala brings up Imp strats. Yep. Imp, fastest summon in the game. So, Sylph, very close to it. Like, it's a nominal difference, but... Yeah, just keep triggering counter nukes. Like, sure. How many she fade that time? Wow!
Enough.
What a little dodge machine she is.
I love Rydia. She's one of the best characters. Except for when she chooses not to dodge.
Yeah, well, you know.
But
That never happens at, like, I don't know, Z or anything like that, where, you know,
it
there's a counter
only
nuke for,
happens
like,
at Z.
yeah, 2,300 and change. Like, oh, yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
You,
Hey, look,
you
it's
go
a sword
and
for a character we don't have.
you go and give Rydia a wyvern at half the locations that you can dodge. Rydia will dodge. You go and give Rydia 2,300 HP or 2,200 HP, some of the best gear available. Stardust Rod, Sword Rope, all of that.
Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
And she'll take 2,300 from a counter nuke and reflect
Yeah.
strap.
Yeah. I always love that quote. Also, yes, orb.
We're going to see some bad things done to the orbs. I think we all like seeing bad things done to orbs.
For all the times that orbs end up in really nasty locations, I'm okay with the orbs getting the business once in a while.
And
I've
now we
had
get
enough-
to see the top of the moon.
I've had enough 65k orbs to last me a lifetime. Like, I'm good on that side. So,
The slightly awkward thing would be if both the Murasame and K Value have bosses for Gambit, because then we walked down for 2, walked up for 2, and walked down for Z.
yeah.
But who knows?
Oh,
But
wow.
Moon
That's
has go mode for
3.
John.
So here's the thing. John probably looks at the basement and then John's on the moon. John goes top down. This is probably done in the next 15 minutes. Like, Gambit's on a clock.
The big question is who's in K Value?
That's
Gambit
where
check
this gets
active
really
path?
weird. Yeah.
And okay, so
Wouldn't that be a thing? Oh, I'd be here for that one.
and then does Gambit
Put the
go to
gauntlet
the
in there.
waterfall?
Yep, there's the spy coming up. Okay. All right. John doesn't know it yet. John's in no mode. I know. How can you be in no mode and not know it yet? It's a paradox. Don't worry about it.
Wouldn't the term be go mode in that case? Because you don't know it, but you just need to fight the bosses and you.
Well, you know, call me
And
call
go?
me. I mean, hey.
So
So
size does not keep the dolls from
No.
combining.
no, Toad
I've
knows, though.
learned that recently to my great sadness.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I have the spell. It'll work. Not exactly.
Toad works. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop works.
Odin works very well on the back dolls, though. That's
need to
that's
clear the
good
front
stuff
dolls.
right there. Very nice, Gambit. Well done.
We're seeing all of the tricks. Odin
Yep.
strats. Ooh, power key.
Oh, that's a nice find.
I mean, unfortunately, Gambit.
Oh,
hasn't-
that's a dangerous find.
Oh,
Uh-oh. You can't. Oh, no. All right, so here's the deal. If you're committing to walking out that twin art, you're checking the twin art.
Yeah, if you're committing to fighting that fight, well,
yeah. It's 6 on the moon versus. I mean, it's music. Everybody loves music. It's a 3-minute check, though. Ah.
Oh.
Maybe doing it for a 10th KI. I don't think it matters at this point. Like, you've got Fu with Nuke. You've got, like, this will be hybrid-ish. And you've got a high HP. Yeah, like, you're through the fight. It probably takes a little bit longer.
Here's the thing that Gambit knew about the Vow, so we still have no clue who's in cave value. However, with the knowledge of Vow, Gambit's never going underground this seed.
No. And that is a lot of time saved on Gambit's part.
No hook route, no dwarf, no Mark block, no Luca.
Yeah, this is okay. Time to go back and, I mean, look at the HP totals here. Radius got Nuke. Rosa's got White. You've got Fu with Nuke. Like, this is, and 5,000 HP Yang. Like, it's showtime. Like, here we go.
The big thing in this seed, it came down to, did you go to the moon or to underground?
So, wow.
But we're going to go and get some very fun tunes from John soon. Is that stone?
You know what? It's good timing because Gambit's going to do a straight shot down to Z, and we get to be quiet while music is going. This is going to work out perfectly. Oh look, Onslaught Stone. There's a joke to be made there.
All I know
we'll
is
leave that one for later.
Is it hits your party more than it hits the enemies?
Yeah. I am curious where this gauntlet is, though. But hopefully it's here. We'll find out. In the meantime, enjoy the music, everyone. That was very peaceful music. And the chase continues. John, please stop. I understand that the rat tail could lead to the package, or not the tower key because we know that one, but
we also know where the package is.
Just go to the moon.
The chain is a dead end soon.
Yeah, go to the moon. Please go to the moon. Meanwhile, Gambit just casually strolling down to Z like, I got this. Hey, look, it's Z flags. I know what those mean. Joe, what do those mean?
They can mean a couple things. The thing I've been taking it to mean most recently is people really want Zeromus to kick our butt. So they bring out their greatest cheerleading flags, and they just cheer for Z to do his deed.
I mean, Z deserves a win once in a while. That's fair. I'll allow that. Okay, what other options do we have?
Some people think that means it's time for nap.
Okay.
What sleep?
I've heard it. I've heard of this too. How about third option?
Well, Zeromus is very scary, so we don't move him.
Mm.
However, we move his palette and make it magnificent.
Like cosplay, yes.
So, as soon as the crystal is thrown, he takes off this mask with all of this hair and reveals. Well,
I mean, it's profound hair. It's really profound.
how long
what's
has he been alive up here to get hair that high?
What's the question, Joe?
Whose butt are we going to kick or microwave?
It's
What?
missing a butt. There's no butt.
It's got like everything else.
Yeah, like it's got other parts of anatomy, but no butt.
It even looks like he has armor for there, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just missing the physical part.
Yeah, like kind of whoops. So, John's buying value, and yeah, so the gauntlet is either behind the tower key or the package.
Both of which came from the moon, so that's
Yeah.
4
Wow, that moon. Holy
value.
smokes. That is a moon. So yeah, this should be a pretty straightforward Z fight for Gambit. So you've got some berserkable characters in Yang and Edward. You've got reflecty spells we're bouncing slows here. Yeah, this is I had a 5,200 HP Yang. Like he's just like, wow, 1,800, that's the best you can do? Please.
So Tella has 1,000 HP.
Yeah.
Does he live?
With a Lilith Rod and a Cursed Ring only? No.
I'm
gonna say
I'm
he
gonna
takes
take gamble.
1080. I'm gonna say
I'm gonna
1080.
go and say he takes 940.
Okay. Let's see where this goes.
And John catching up, thankfully not skipping the Calbraina dolls on the way, but
Oh, Fu shorting a Quake. I've never seen that happen before. That's fine.
we're fine.
That's fine. As long as the big doll doesn't come out, we're good. All right, looks like we have the Zerks up and running on Gambit's side. Here comes bouncy spells, and here we go.
And Tella lived
Yeah,
in the meantime.
took even less than you thought. Amazing. So yeah, for anybody who doesn't know the Z fight, the short version of the Z fight is we're limited by the fact this is old school Super Nintendo goodness here. The maximum amount of HP a boss can have is 65,000. Z was coded for 61k with a script that refills him the first direct damage as soon as you cross 45,000. So in all reality, Z has 106,000 HP. There's ways around that. So reflected damage cannot trigger that, so you can get some very creative workings. You will see that throughout the tournament. If you haven't already, go to the YouTube channel, watch a lot of the runs. You'll see a lot of reflex strats. But yeah, 106,000 damage is what we're looking for here on Gambit's side. And after that, that's your ball game.
If you have big enough rolls and timing stuff times just right, the party's not set up for it.
No.
But let's say the last physical hit was like 44,000. If you go white, you go nuke, get it to 60, you can still physically hit to finish the fight as long as
it's the kill shot, yes. Yeah, I've been working on practicing that. Not that, techniques and things. No, you're not going to see that in a tournament. I don't know what you're talking about.
But John gets to go and experience the Vanilla Wyvern,
Yay! Well, no, because, yeah, we don't need it. So,
We don't want it.
yeah.
And also with that tower key, John is in full go mode. It may have required Giant 2. It doesn't. But John can go
That's
anywhere.
right. The gauntlet could still be a giant. Oh, no, it isn't. We already saw it.
It's
So
not.
No,
It's either package or tower key.
Too bad. I would love to see second D money, though. That would have been fun. Anybody that doesn't know, if the gauntlet ever shows up at the second spot in the giant, the first fight is a D money fight. So that's why we joke and be like, oh, well, first D money? What about second D money? Yes.
Yeah.
But we ain't got time for
Gambit017's
that.
fight is going very smoothly. 2,500 HP on Rosa, 5,000 HP on Yang.
That looks like
Even-
video. Yep, here it comes.
So in about 10 seconds, the fight will be over.
Yeah, last 12,000 HP here on poor old Z. Better cosplay is necessary. Sorry, Z. Next time. And Gambit is your winner. That's a 1-0 lead for Gambit. GG's, well done. They have a time of 1:16:10. We'll see if we can get Gambit in here for an interview. Very well played. Hey, look, that's a Gambit. Hi, Gambit.
Hi.
Look at you go.
Quick question. Did anyone need to go underground this seed? Because I
Well-
sure didn't.
Somebody did.
I figured as much. For smart money would be go underground, but I never claimed to be smart.
One, GG's, very well done. Two, the gamble to do the moon. Let's hear it.
I mean, you give me a tell. You give me early darkness. I'm of course going to D-machine, especially given the party choice we had. I mean, that party choice was just, yeah, that was a party choice. So as soon as I saw that darkness crystal, I'm like, I left Yong at the tower. Yong is a wonderful slingshot candidate. Edward was still in slingshot range. I had a spoon. I'm like, I want to go do. My goal was to do 6 and 6. I didn't quite get that much. I wanted to do 12. I ended up doing 9, but I was like, you know what? I'll get the extra levels from the rest of the fights, which Rydia got nuked naturally the rest of the way. So it all worked out. Mob Bomb was a little bit tricky. She punches hard, but got through it. Baron Guards, you know, when you get a hourglass as a drop from your D-Machine fight, you do that. And yeah, got some nice levels off the Giant. Said, you know what? I've got the levels. I've got the time. Let's go blow up the moon real fast. See what's there. And, you know, that way I'm done with the moon. I can come back down and go from there and, you know, hopefully find the pass back on Earth. Well, get through everything down below. Orphan that Ogopogo at White Sphere, because who wants to do Ogopogo? And that was actually more a decision of I had no camping gear. I don't know if anyone noticed that. I had no camping gear and had 1 life pot left. So I orphaned that Ogo and take the Wyvern because vanilla Wyvern is easy peasy. And then found the Calbrina and I was like, well, let's go mode. Who needs underground?
Yeah.
Very well done on that Wyvern fight. Rydia decided it was her turn to just sort of dodge.
Yeah, that was a clutch dodge for sure on that second Mega Nuke. I will say that much.
As only Rydia can do.
Yeah, Rydia doing her best Worm impression.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you said, the seed was very straightforward. Like, yeah, it was D money into, and then it was just a decision. You know, do you go underground or do you go to the moon? This time, boy, did that moon pay off! Wow.
Yeah, this seed could have very easily gone the other direction if Moon had not paid. 100%. But even if it hadn't, even if it only partially paid, at least you had the levels and you'd already blown it up, so you weren't having to worry about trying to come back later.
Yeah, very much so. So with that, I mean, you have a 1-0 lead. So game 2, what do you take away from the? I mean, it's a foo start, those don't grow on tree. Well, in this tournament, they actually do grow on trees.
That's actually the first Foo start I've had in this tournament. And what's funny is John and I were talking pre-race that this is his third, and he lost the other two.
Wow.
So
I'm seeing a reroll in the future then if a Foo comes up in game 2. Yes.
yeah, I would more likely say, hey, look, there's Gauntlet. Oh no, that was Water Hag at Tower, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's only a single blue rope.
Yes.
That
Which
means
means it's the package.
Yeah, that's
because we
hilarious.
saw everything else. So, yeah, wow. What do you take away from this for game 2?
For one thing, it's a lot of stress off of me. I don't have to worry. I'm not back in the hole of needing to win 2 straight, so I can kind of relax a little bit. I can just play my game and not think about taking too many gambles if I don't want to. Kind of played a way that kind of got me to this point instead of worrying about that. And then, if JohnBirckhead comes back, wins game 2, which is entirely possible, he's a very good runner. Then we go to game 3 and then the stress is back on. But at least for now, I can relax and know I have a 1-0 lead going into game 2, which will be sometime next week.
Okay. That was actually going to be my next question. So yeah, Joe, go ahead.
I mean, I just was curious. So you had your first Foo. Who would you want to see for your next Blue Moon seed? Like, which characters call to you?
I mean, Edge is king on this flag set, I think. Give me an Edge, and I can blow stuff up real fast. It's amazing what Edge can do early on, especially if he has at least a somewhat competent weapon. Looking at you, Silver Knives from last time. Again, anyone who missed my game 3 versus Dipwood, where Edge beats Zemus with a Mute Knife and a Thunderclaw. But yeah, Edge is great. A couple more melee characters would be nice. I mean, the mages are decent if you can sling them up or grind them up high enough, but you really don't want to take that time to grind like that. You'd rather go through and just take Zerkers and go. So give me more of a Zerk party, please. Less mages, more Zerk. It's kind of what I would love, and I think I played better in that case. So you can't complain about a hour 16 with this particular party and not going underground.
No, not at all. So, well, I'll tell you what, it's late. So get out of here, go bask in your victory, and we will see you next week for game 2.
It's not late. It's only 10:30 at night. This is fine.
For us, it's 10:30. Look, for other people, it's like dark 30. Like, yeah.
Sure, yeah, I definitely want to thank JohnBirckhead for working with me on timing of this one. We both wanted to get at least one game out the way this week. Before I know I'm heading out to RPG Limit Break late tomorrow, so I'm going to go visit Possum and Ali and all the rest of the Fun Free and staff who are admins who are out there. So I look forward to meeting everybody and seeing everybody, but we wanted to get this one out of the way, and him working with my schedule. My son's actually, as you saw kind of when my naming scheme was in the hospital, so we actually visited him today, which is why we had such a late start, because I didn't get home until about an hour before race time. Thanks, Sean, for working with me on this. I know me and him are going to talk over the course of the next couple of days, try to see if we nail down game 2, game 3. Martin, thank you, and Judge Joe for doing the comms on this. Thank you, Scala, for the wonderful restream. Thank you, Bones, for doing the tracking. I will see everybody next week sometime. I'll let John get in here as soon as he finishes his Z-Bite, which I imagine is pretty darn close.
Soon TM, yes.
Yep, soon TM. All right, everybody have a good night, okay?
All right, take care,
Have
Gambit.
a good night.
That's your winner, folks. That is a 1-0 lead. And, like Gambit said, it feels good to be in the 1-0 spot. So, meanwhile, yeah, go ahead.
No, it always is a weight off your shoulder if you have 2 chances to get through. Doesn't mean you're going to get through, especially at this stage, but
No.
it's
But speaking of getting through, though, there's John with a white cast, finishing in 124.28. GG's to JohnBirckhead. We'll see if we can get John in here for an interview.
such a good race to watch.
It really was. So, Yeah, this. I mean, do we really expect any less? Though. I mean, we talked about this earlier prior to the race. Like these two were gonna put on a show, and boy did they. So, I spy with my eye one Johnny B.
You can see in my home, Martin. I'm okay with it. I just wish you had asked me first.
Oh, I know it's late. I promised after 6 p.m. I wouldn't do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hi, John.
Hi, Martin.
Radia.
Radia, yep. Counting to 5 and learning how to slingshot.
Oh, I spied it immediately, and myself and Joey were talking about it, and yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it'd be that way.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the curse string. I was like, oh, good, she can get levels. And I was like, oh, no, she can't. And then, I don't know, I thought I had the +5, so I went. Obviously, I didn't. I don't know how much of a difference it really made, honestly, between the melee power of Yang, even with the Charm Claw at first, and with Eddie. I don't think it made too much of a difference, but it was embarrassing. Like, you know, it's like I know better. You know what I mean? I just...
It's a race. It happens. So I'll pose you the question. I have one question, then I'm going to turn it over to Joe. You saw the characters. You know, you did the whole rotation and everything. Obviously, you didn't check Mysidia till the very end.
Right.
Saw the Tellus. Saw the Yang there. I mean, you got the Darkness Crystal before Gambit did.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at that point, you probably had an idea in your head that D money was on the table, especially with Fu.
Sure.
You didn't have weak on Fu, but when you went into Mysidia and you saw Tellus sit in there front and center in front of you, what was, I mean, you obviously had time. What was the plan at that point? What were you looking at?
You know, because I grew up with this game, as so many of us did, and I know you can get decent XP. I remember, I can remember grinding as a kid outside Troya, you know, because you get those, 8-9-year-old me seeing these tier 3 spells. It was like, oh man, all this power. So it was fun, getting all these levels before going into Cave Magnus as a kid. So I wanted to use the tier 3 spells that I had on Fu and the power on Fu to get the levels, and then swap out for to reenact the slingshot, which I guess I was 1 level off. I'm not quite sure what happened, but obviously it wasn't right. And then swap them back out, and then finish the seed.
Mm-hmm. You obviously didn't want to touch that Mom Bomb. Don't blame you. So, especially without the nuke on Rydia. At that point, you did have a decision to make, and it came down to stay on Earth or go to the moon. Was the moon ever in play at any point, or was the plan once you didn't get nuke on Rydia? Did that change your plan at all?
Well, I don't think I was never going to go moon first. Okay. That wasn't really because I didn't have any gating key items. I didn't have Earth Crystal or Baron, because at that point, in my mind, and obviously, despite practicing a bunch and playing, I don't know, 50, 60 of these at this point, I still can't route in this game. My thought process was, I don't want to clear the moon. Even if I had double nuke, I don't want to clear the moon. I want to face check the moon. And if I am, looking for Earth Crystal or Baron Key or Twin Harp or Tower Key or whatever it might be, or Luke or whatever it might be, I'm not in face check mode, so that I'm in full clear mode. And if that comes up empty, especially if you don't have the pass, then you're going back down there twice. It didn't seem pragmatic to me. Mm-hmm. So I did what I did. I didn't, I didn't completely hate my routing. Rat Tail was a last ditch effort for the pass, so that was wasted time, and Twin Harp was obviously a waste of time too. But with how much I lost by it, I wouldn't have added.
Yeah. All right, Joe, you're up.
Yeah, I mean, your routing ended up seeing a large amount of bosses with the underground, but what was your just kind of original thought when you just at the very start? What were you hoping to see when you had the Fu start with your characters, and did they help you out? Because I know you ended up checking your weaponry immediately.
Yeah, my first thought was that Scala had rolled a seed incorrectly, and that I was loading up the wrong seed, and that the real
Nice.
one was coming soon, because this is my third straight tourney loss in a row, with a third straight foo start in a row.
Oh.
As you all know, on Red Moon, with foo, you don't want to waste the turns going to other characters, so you just bonk bonk and off you go.
Yeah.
But foo doesn't start with bonk bonk. Foo starts with whatever foo starts with, and I forget who and Eddie. If Eddie had a dancing dagger, it's like, okay, we can get through a couple early bosses like that, or if foo has a decent bow or power staff or something. And that didn't happen. So I was like, all right, I need some equipment. So I didn't want to take a character, but the quickest access for good tier loot was in Waterfall, and then I found an Elven Bow. I'm like, okay, this will work. And then he got Fire 2 pretty quickly. So I was like, okay, so now I can go ahead and kind of clear the bosses out. Aside from Val, and I knew it'd be faster to go ahead and come back and do that later. But yeah, it was basically find gear that I can go ahead and kill these bosses early, until I can get some spells that I can really kill these bosses early. When I got Darkness, try to get weak. Didn't get weak. Let's Scatella, and let's go.
Okay, next question. So at this point, you're currently down a race and have to win 2 to move on. Does that change anything about your play? Is there anything you're looking to maybe think about before your next match to change in how you play, or just keep on playing the same game and seeing if it works out?
I mean, I've lost 3 in a row, so I gotta change something. I'm a little frustrated. I mean, I know it's just a game, but when you devote time to anything, you wanna do it well and be good at it. I feel stuck, to be honest with you. I don't know what to do. My biggest issue is routing, and I ask a lot of questions of really smart people that I respect so much in the community, and they're incredibly kind and they're gracious with their time and their thoughts. I try to go ahead and kind of process it, and in the moment, I try to go ahead and kind of make good decisions. I don't hate my execution at this point. My menuing is getting better. I'm mismenuing less often. But I still have the moments where, I don't look far enough down the road. I let Riddy get levels when she can get slung. Things like that. And I don't know how to fix it, to be honest with you. So I feel a little I feel stuck. I feel like I'm plateauing, and I don't know how to get better, and that kind of bothers me a little bit.
Yeah. I will say, throughout this entire race, you played very well, and you were clearing the seed at a rapid fire pace. The bosses just didn't agree with your route this seed, as randomizers sometimes do. But you cleared really well this seed.
Well, thank you. That's very nice of you to say.
Yeah.
Because you had a 124, and you checked all but 1, 2, 3.
It didn't
You
do
checked
package.
you checked all but pretty much 3 spots in 124, and that's fast.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you're going to be watching this one back. You've obviously got time. Gambit lets us know your next race is next week, so you've got some time off.
Yeah.
Sit there and watch this. I don't disagree with how you played this scene. Like, you played it very well.
Okay.
So it's just some sometimes there be bosses on the moon.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just find them all on Earth. It's part of Red Moon, Blue Moon. It's just how it works.
Sure.
So.
Well, I gotta give it credit to Gambit. They play extremely well. They have incredible knowledge of the game. They're here for a reason, and they're up 1-0 for a reason. So, GG's to them, and I guess we'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, you got some work ahead of you, but I'll tell you what, if it's anything like this race, though, it will well be worth the watch. So I'm looking forward to seeing you, sir.
Okay. All right, well, thank you both for doing commentary with what's pretty late over here. Scala, Heart and Soul of Free Enterprise doing restreaming, Frankie with the tracking, and you two are the upper echelon of runners in this community. So I'm sure your commentary will be helpful, and I will try to apply it and go from there.
All right. Go enjoy the rest of your evening, John. Take care of yourself, sir.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
You too.
Joe, we're done.
Yay!
We made it.
We did it.
Yeah, I know. Scala gets to go sleep now. Look, we're getting into the important things here, okay? We know what the true ending of this means. We know. But we're not done with y'all yet. We have another plan in mind. Joe, where are we going?
We are going to be raiding over to our good friends RPG Limit Break. They help us out a lot with these tournaments. We get to go and host a lot of matches there, and they're currently holding a massive marathon, with the current run being Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, which...
What? Well, can't say much for their taste in games. I'm kidding. It's a finely coded video game with jerk birds in it. Who doesn't want to watch Mystic Quest? Like, come on. So... But yes, no, they're doing a charity event for NAMI. That's the National Alliance on Mental Illness. You can find out more on twitch.tv/RPG Limit Break. We're going to send you all over there soon. I'm Martin Joe. First time in the booth with you. It's been fun.
Yeah, I've done comms with a variety of people at this point.
Yeah.
You were one of them.
Thank you.
Also a fun one of them.
You exist. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate you.
Lots of fun. Happy to do it again sometime.
Yep. Thank you, Frankie, for buttons. Thank you, Scala, for restream. Thank you all for showing up, and we will see you all next time. Till then, take care, everyone.